How's it going, guys? This is xDave, and yep, I am playing World at War. Very long time since I've played this game. I was just trying to get the PTRS and have some fun with that sniper rifle, but instead I'm using the Kar98 because I was still ranking up at this point. It is without a scope because I didn't have one. That was all I was trying to do with this game, but it turned out to be a good score, so I kept hold of this. I generally stay around this sort of area up here, mainly to avoid the tanks, which ruin Roundhouse. But these guys, I mean, you might say I'm camping, but these guys they just don't realise I'm up here. I don't know how. They must. I can't explain why they were so bad, but they are, and it leads to me getting a good score. So, this video is going to be an attempt at something new. There's not really much going on in the Call of Duty world at the moment. Anything that particularly interests me anyway, or something I haven't commented on before. So another sort of popular outlet for commentators is the sort of tale of life stories. Now, I'm not that old, so I don't sort of have these vast depths of stories that many other people have. But I have a few. So I will go ahead with one here that was particularly amusing at the time and quite strange. That's how I could sum it up. But around 3-4 years ago, so my memory is somewhat shady in areas of this. My friend had come up to me and was like, "Hey, a group of us are going to see a psychic. Do you want to come?" And she and all these other people were really into this at the time, and I was like, fine, okay, let's do it. So I turn up to this place, and it's £5 to get in. I was like, man, come on, this isn't real. I suppose it is an act, and you pay, or whatever. Yeah, I went in there, and it's just like, it's like I walked into an old people's home. Everyone in there, apart from this other group of kids, along with us, all around 15, everyone was like a pensioner on the verge of death. And I think this particularly appeals to this type of people because, they can they have people that have died in their life. So when you come and speak to a psychic, they've got a lot more options a lot more people to speak to for them. Whereas me, I know one person that's died, and I wouldn't say I really knew them. So that's quite lucky. Yeah, so we go through this night, and the psychic is like, she's just mental. She starts off with like, "I'm feeling a C," and alright, okay, and she'll be like, "There's a Charlie in the room," and some old random person will be like, "Oh my god, someone I knew called Charlie died," and she'll be like, "Did they die of cancer?" And this is the part that makes no sense at all. And he could be like, "No," and then someone else would be like, "I knew someone that died of cancer," and but their name wasn't Charlie. So they just link the things that it didn't make any sense. My explanation makes no sense, which reflects how much sense that made. But get through this night unscathed, sit there watching this boring crap for hours and hours and hours. I think it was 2 hours actually, so 2 hours of this, and then she's like, "Okay, last one, this is the last psychic, the last ghost I'm speaking to, the rest of you can just go back to Ghost World." So she's like, there is a man in the room. He is behind the row of children. I'm like, "Oh, for God's sake, it's us, isn't it?" And she's like, "That row over there," pointing to our group. And I was like, "Oh no." And she's like, he's got his hand on the shoulder of the boy with the black jacket. I look down. I'm wearing a black jacket. Fantastic. So she makes me stand up. And she's like, "I'm getting a T. Do you know anyone with a T?" And I'm like, "No, I do not know anyone with a T." And she's like, she actually gives a name. She just decides on a name herself. And she was like, "His name is Trevor." And I was like, "Alright, cool. How's it going, Trevor?" I can't say I remember you, but, you seem to know me. Trevor was behind me, and she was like, "Trevor, had a horrible motorcycle accident, and he wants to warn you. Not that I have a motorbike or know anyone with a motorbike, and that was the question that she started asking me, do you know anyone with a motorbike, all this stuff, and I was like, no, no, no. And so I think she got annoyed with me for making her look phony. I was the only one the whole night that had done it. Like I said, all the rest of the old people just linked stuff that didn't link properly. And she was like, well, Trevor wants to warn you that if you do go on a motorcycle, you will die. And I was like, what? You can't say that, surely. Yeah. So, Trevor, thanks, man. I shan't be going on any motorcycles, and it's thanks to you. No, I don't believe in that, but I know motorcycles are dangerous anyway, so there is a high probability if I went on a motorcycle there would be an accident. So it's an easy thing for her to say. But she rounded it off. She played me at the end. She'd obviously known, she'd had people do this before. She asked me if I believed in it, to which I should have said something like yes, or I don't see how this relates. But I stupidly said no, I don't, because I didn't believe in it. And that immediately put all the old people in the room like, oh, he's just a non-believer then, that's why he doesn't relate, and he's just lying. So I got played there, but oh man, afterwards everyone was, for months, everything was about Trevor, or Trev as we knew him. And I went home and I was like, guess what? I'm gonna die. Do you know anyone by Trevor? Called Trevor by any chance? And no one knew anyone by Trevor in my family. I've never met a person called Trevor. But yeah. So if you go to a psychic, I would recommend being nice to them, unless you want to die. But yeah. So that's my random story. It was highly amusing to me at the time. And yeah, oh man, yeah, that was the first and only time I went to a psychic, and I shan't be doing it again. I'm definitely not scared. I was just more, it was just pathetic, really. I just do not believe a word, I guarantee you that. But yeah, that's the end of the gameplay. That's the end of the story. Yeah, I go 30-2 here, I think, with the car, no sniper scope. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.